Welcome back to the Bass and Burnouts YouTube channel. I had to start over on the Dirt to Demos wiring setup. I didn't like the way it was going. After that last video, I just tore everything out and took the whole bank out. And I was like, nah, I don't like this. So I went another direction. But I've been working out here and I'm kind of sweaty, so hold on. I stopped drinking Monsters. Didn't you know that? Just on the weekends now, though. So, this is mouse nest number 13. I think I pulled out of this car. And I pulled it out of the tailgate. So, every panel in this car has had a mouse nest in it. So, if you get in this car to get a demo, if a mouse nest falls out from underneath the dash or something, I'm not responsible. I'm giving you fair warning now because I cannot believe the colony of mice that has been in this car. I pulled one out of the tailgate. I've pulled one out of the spare tire well. I pulled one out of this quarter panel here and the other quarter panel over there. I have pulled one out of this door. I have pulled one out of the back seat was the biggest one. It went from the side of this side of the car to that side of the car. I bet you 5 generation of mice have been raised in this car. I have pulled one out of the dash right there. I've pulled one out of the dash over here in each one of the speaker pod parts, one underneath the hood. It is freaking nuts. I have never seen a car with this much. Should have named this car Mickey Mouse because this thing is full of them. Anyway, so here's what I've done so far. I put the bank back in. I've got everything wired. I went with this setup. I went with the marine fuses. It is so much easier just to run straight to there and be done with it. I wanted to use the really fancy fuses I got from No Limit Lithium. Thank you for sending those to me, by the way. I will use them in another project. But it was just the way I'm kind of running out of room back here. It made more sense to go this way. So I'm hooking up amps right now for the very first time. This would be the first time I'm going to just put the remotes on a switch so I can just shut the amps off anytime I want. And that way I don't have a current draw in case for some reason. I'm always afraid, especially with like packs and lithium. This car has a current draw in it somewhere. And I have to keep it on a tender. If not, it kills the battery. And I don't know where the current draw is at. I've tried to find it. I can't find it. I'm too stupid to find it. So if I keep it on a tender, it's fine. This car... I do have a battery charger for it, for the lithium pack. I will charge it a little bit before I turn everything on and start going full beans. But I am right now, let's see if I can show you guys. I am right now charging the caps in. That one's already done. And it's charged. Make sure that one's charged. That one is charged. That one's been charged. That one is now charged. And that one's been charged. So I think I got them all. So if you don't want that big snap, because I'm a bougie bitch, and I don't like I don't like surprises. And I'm old, and my heart doesn't need any more surprises. So they're all charged now. So I can now hook them all up without the big old pop every single time. All you need is a little test light. Throw that on there. It takes 3 seconds. And you're not clenching your sphincter. So let me get these hooked up. Or as a matter of fact, I might just hook some up right now. Let me get you guys set up here. I might just hook some up while you guys are here. It's a nice day today. So I'm trying to get this done. There's only 60 some odd days now, I think, until Slam. And this needs to get done. I taped these together in the order. See, no sparkies. In the, I want to say order, but in the pairs that they are coming out of the amps. So that way I am not getting them mixed up and mixing wires up from amp to amp. Damn it. Ooh. I taped this together a little bit too good. I just had some shitty electrical tape over there, and apparently this electrical tape is not that shitty. Shit. All right. When in doubt, don't ask. Okay, cool. So I made the grounds just a smidge longer because I'm that guy that makes every wire like the exact size it needs to be, and then it's too tight, and it should have been about 2 inches longer. And that's always my fault to do. So I don't have the power wire yet from the alternator to from the front to the back. I will get that here soon. I'm actually waiting on that. No, I'm not waiting on that. I might have some leftovers. That should have been, okay, so you have to be kind of, you got to remember where everything has to find a spot to land. This is the longest one, so those will go right there. So these right here really need to probably, this is the issue I'm having, is these wires finding homes where they're supposed to be. So this wire, I thought I had plenty of wire ran. It was very hard to get in this bank in here. This needs to go here. I feel like that needs to be moved over. Wow. Even this sky high wire, I'm having issues getting my wires where they need to be. So this is kind of, now back in the day, I didn't have this much issue because my main amps used 8-gauge wire. So what powered the whole system was 1-aught. Now I'm running 1-aught just to power the amps, which is just freaking nuts to me, because that is, there we go. There we go. Oh shit, that one scared me. That one needs to be recharged. Yeah, if you don't do that right away, sometimes you get that sparky spark, and then your anus clenches. Get the anus clencher. Okay, so this needs to go in here, and then I need more bolts. There we go. Now we got it. And I put these studs back on so I can run the tops on the lithium bank so nothing touches these terminals. I'll put them back on, and then I'll get this all, let me get this all hooked up, and I'll put the tops back on. I'll get back with you guys. Okay, so I decided not to put the tops back on because I still have to hook up the power and main ground, and I have to hook up the remote wires. I have to make a switch for that, which I think, do I still have, what do I have over here? I used to have a bunch of random, do I still have any of that stuff? I have to find it. I know I got some Sky High switches. I'll have to do some digging. Pretty sure I got some Sky High. I'll have to do some digging later. Switches. And I'll put a Sky High switch on there. But yeah, so we have power. We have a bank. And I came in here and I took this, the place where it was hitting up against the bank. I took the attitude adjuster right there and knocked it down. And now, boom, it closes. It's right up against the battery, but I don't care. That just helps kind of hold it in while it's traveling from show to show. It's not going anywhere. I got it screwed down. But yeah. So there she is, guys. We are wired for the most part. I still have to come in here. I still have to put the speakers and the door over there and run this wire up underneath the dash down here to right here. And I think, see that spot in the middle of the dash right there? That is going to get a BMR. And I think it's going to get this. And I think that's going to be it. I'm literally going to run doors and a center channel. I understand a lot of guys are, you know, they put shit tons of speakers in the doors and they put, you know, everything and they make it sound good and blah, blah, blah. Dude, to me, it's never going to sound really, really, in my eyes, back in the day when we used to run equalizers and run RTAs and all that stuff, 418s would be pointless. 618s, 1018s would be pointless because it would just be way too much bass. Now, I know I'm old school and I know I'm talking to out my ass here, but I don't think demo vehicles need to sound good. That's not the point of a demo vehicle. A demo vehicle, in my eyes, that has concrete and steel and is rusty and is going to fall apart does not need to sound good. It doesn't need to sound, it'll sound fine. You know, most of your builds, I'm sure out there be like, hey, you know, just as long as I got sound coming out and I can hear the music, the bass takes over everywhere else, you know. So I'm not going to get crazy. It'll just have doors and a center channel for now. And that's going to be easy. The next step will be alternators. Get everything wired up for the alternators. And then I will come in here and I have to give this engine a tune-up. Because it's never... Oh, I got to hook up the electric fan too. Because got to make sure the electric fan's running at all times. And... I've never changed the oil in this car. I've never done anything. I've literally got it running. That's all I've ever did. But once I get it running and the ability to basically sit there and idle for hours and hours and hours, I put the new tank in it and everything, we're good to go. So I think that's all I'm doing today, guys. I'm going to clean up around here. I'm going to try to find that switch for that wire, get that done, and then call it a day. So, love you guys. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'll make a couple more videos and I'll see you guys at Slam. Have a good one.